wanted to get it out while it was still fresh and clear in my head. So, now I forgot what it was. Oh, that's right. So I've been thinking a lot lately about the state of the world, the state of the United States, and how divided everybody is, but more so than that, how pessimistic everybody seems to have become in general, just to the point where people that I thought that I knew very well are coming up with ideas and opinions that just are not in line with their character, in line with their personality, in line with their general, what I thought was their belief system. And so I did, sort of unknowingly, I did an experiment these last 5 days, on myself, because I don't listen to the news, I don't watch anything but entertainment, I don't watch exclusively happy things or comedies or lighthearted stuff. I watch all sorts of TV shows, documentaries, some about fairly dark material, police shows that involve murder or Agatha Christie murder investigations, or documentaries on World War II, or, it's not always just lighthearted stuff. But what I started to do almost exclusively was listen to scary stories on YouTube, read by a couple people. One in particular, this guy with the screen name Lazy Mascarade, another one, Let's Read, and then B.E. I can't remember. Anyway, Lazy Masquerade mainly. I like the subject matter of the stories he tells. A lot of them are from Reddit, it sounds like. Scary stories and crappy relationship stories, all sorts of stuff, from slightly paranormal to just, scary human stuff, like the fact that the scariest things are actually other people, which I think are the ones that freak me out the most. But I've been listening almost exclusively to these scary stories on YouTube, broadcasting them, streaming them to my TV from my phone, or using the YouTube channel that's built into my Roku or my TV, smart TV. So I've been doing that for the last 5 days now, and again, unknowingly, but finding out that it was a sort of social experiment I was doing on myself, because all of a sudden I am incredibly paranoid about everything, from driving down lonely roads, to being in my home alone, to sitting in a car somewhere on an empty road or a parking lot, to going into businesses that may be not very active in terms of there's not a lot of people inside, and stopping at the roadside rest stop, stopping at a late night diner, things like that. All of a sudden I'm freaked out, absolutely scared out of my mind, and that's just not me. I don't believe in paranormal stuff. I always think the best of people. I've never had any really horrible things happen to me, God, knock on wood, but nothing like what I've been hearing horrible things in life, sure. Family stuff, absolutely. Horrible fights with girlfriends or wives, absolutely. But not in terms of the sort of stuff that these stories relate, as these people are recounting these stories from people who have posted them online, which is where it sounds like most of this stuff comes from. And who knows, a lot of it's probably just BS, but good storytelling nonetheless, even if it is BS. But I digress. I kind of wander here, but I am freaked out. I am on edge right now. I stopped doing it last night and started watching more lighthearted things. In fact, I started watching an animated Netflix series just to get me out of this dark, scared, neurotic, paranoid state that I find myself in right now. As I am decompressing or coming down from all of this, almost like a drug detox, I'm starting to relax. I'm on a long road trip, about 6-hour drive from California to Oregon, and it's giving me a chance to just be alone, listen to some music, and not feel so freaked out for a little while. And I even contemplated, because now it's almost like this weird adrenaline addiction, I almost contemplated on my trip this weekend to get away and hang out with a friend, of listening to more of these stories during this weekend and this little vacation. But no, I've decided, after my kind of self-analysis over the last 24 hours or so, when I realized that everything that went bump in my apartment, everything that was just a little out of the ordinary, every noise I heard outside, I questioned. Ever since that started happening, I was like, this needs to stop. But I found it incredibly interesting, because what I think a telltale kind of conclusion to draw from it is that we really are a byproduct, or our reality really is produced by what we what we expose ourselves to, whether it's constant 24-hour news cycle, and which is just constant bad news. I don't think they really do, warm-hearted, loving, benevolent, philanthropic news stories most of the time. If it is, it's a one-off here or there. But I just realized how manipulated my point of view is in such a short time too. So I just realized that the exposure to all of this media, political stuff, news in general, how it really tweaks our reality, so that we start seeing the world in a very limited way, and that we can choose to change it. I think that's the thing that I'm trying to say here, or that I'm trying to understand for myself, because now I seriously I'm not feeling very well. I don't like this, and I want to change it to back to the way I was, kind of more carefree and, just loving and open and positive, because it really has made a huge difference in my perspective. So, that's the gist of it, that I just feel like we need to stop exposing ourselves to this negativity, to the stuff that's out there, and we can choose something different. And I'm not saying, rose-colored glasses kind of, Pollyanna bullshit, but that there are so many good people, there's so much goodness out there, there's so many good things going on, there's so much positivity in the world, that we can choose to focus on that, or we can choose to bog ourselves down in this horrible negativity and bullshit and crap that we can be exposed to, that seems to be the mainstream media on both the right and the left and the center, because that's what sells. Saying some kid saved a cat in a tree will never be the front story, of the newspaper. Somebody helping an old person with their Meals on Wheels, or helping somebody who's handicapped, disabled. I'm disabled myself, so I'm if I've used the wrong term, sorry about that. But you don't have these people, these stories, these warm-hearted stories that are catching the front page or the top stories, because they don't sell newspapers. They don't bring viewers in. It's the negative stuff. It's the inflammatory statements. It's the radical views. It's all this stuff that gets people to up in arms, and they're going to watch the news at 5 or 6 or all day long if it's constantly presenting things which get your blood boiling or freak you out and shock you. So just saying, please, everybody, just start to expose yourself to things that make you feel good. Expose yourself to, yes, reality.
Watch out, animal on shoulder ahead.
Wow. There's an animal on the shoulder ahead, according to Waze. Should I freak out about that? That was interesting timing. But really, you don't, again, have to just expose yourself to fantasy, things that, hey, the entire world is great. Everybody you meet is going to be a wonderful person. But let's, balance it a little bit, or, let's help ourselves to not be such a pessimistic society, a pessimistic person living in a pessimistic household, fostering pessimistic children or friendships or friends or viewpoints in general, which then just create this world that I frankly don't want to live in. It's not for me, and I really want to go back to where I was before. So this is my decompression weekend. I don't think I will be listening to those stories more than, here and there. Maybe have to limit it like somebody who drinks only occasionally or something. But I just feel like I can't do that to myself, because it's altered my perspective in a drastic way over only about 4 or 5 days. And so I think that's telling. I think that's very telling. So thanks for listening.